Hello guys and welcome, better start the game. Welcome to my first StarCraft 2 video in probably about 2 years. I've just realised, maybe a year and a half roughly. Obviously HoTS has just been released about 3, 4, 5, well about a week ago now. And I wanted to do something a little different with its release. I wanted to try and help the lower league, so bronze through to platinum, and I'm well aware that I was only platinum myself, but maybe this can help all of us. So I want to see if we can learn this all together. So this video and the next one won't really be serious casts, they'll be more like lesson videos. What I did is I played my 5 placement matches, because obviously I haven't played in a long time. Recorded all of them, obviously they're all saved automatically. And then I went back through them and went through lessons on each of them, like learning what could be done differently, what could be changed here and there, just general things that like a lot of people might not actually really think about. Like they might just play, but if they don't really learn why they lost, then you're not really going to improve. So this is the first one I did. First game back, it turns out I was against another guy who'd just come back from playing, who was actually a diamond Zerg. So, a bit worrying to come back to. I was a platinum Protoss and a platinum Zerg, never played Terran. So, you got me in the top right on a blue Protoss, and Rain as the red Zerg. The main lesson I want to focus on for this one, as you will soon see, I better actually just speed this up because otherwise I'm going to be here forever, is keeping track of what your opponent is doing, and the kind of second part of that, I know I said I'll do one per replay, but yeah, we'll get to it now. Second part is don't let Zerg go absolutely nuts with macro. I didn't keep track of what Rain was doing this game. I thought I was, turns out I wasn't. I mean, by this point I've scouted, I don't even see he has an expansion at this point, which is quite embarrassing. I better put this to ×4, it's a 25-minute replay. I'm not going to bother hiding this, it doesn't really matter, because we're not looking at the game, who wins and who loses, we're looking at lessons. So I just started the Forge Fast Expand. I have no idea if this build is still viable. It would be helpful if somebody could tell me. I should really do some research. But as you can see, like, he has full track of what I'm doing. He's the exact timings on everything. I don't know about this. I don't even know about the second. At this point, I remember I was assuming he had 2 bases. I didn't know about this base as well. And what's embarrassing is that I send a probe here, and I don't see anything. I don't know how, but I don't. I think it's this probe, isn't it? I can't remember. No, he's just going to go up and die for the queens. There we go. So, at this point I'm thinking, okay, let's try and do some timing attack. We'll get some zealots, we'll get some stalkers, maybe an immortal, maybe the colossus. My macro's terrible at this point. 19 out of 24, 13 out of 24. To me that looks like it's full, but it's not. You can fit another 10 workers in there apparently. Don't believe that for a second. One good thing to quickly mention as a little side note is if you're going to go for a Forge Fast Expand, use the damn Forge. So many people like go Forge Fast Expand and don't actually get upgrades till like 15 minutes or so. So I press out here, you can see my vision. I now know he has an expansion thanks to an observer. I have no idea about this. So I'm leaving. This is the other thing. Creep. Yeah, I lose the engagement because I don't know his tech. I didn't know he had Hydras, I thought he had Roaches. And
hey, wake up.
I could easily beat Roaches with my composition. Turns out, nope. He's got Hydras. I was kind of beat my composition. Luckily I did get it blocked out, so I can hold on the choke. He does take the forward down, not a big deal. At this point though, look, he's got a 4th base. I don't know anything about it. I still don't know about his 3rd base. I assume he has a 3rd base, and I assume it's here. I don't know this map. I didn't know that this was the natural 3rd. Obviously, it clearly is the natural 3rd. I just don't know about it. He notices me. It took me ages to realise this. As you can see by my reaction time, absolutely dreadful. You do get quite a few little kills. This is the position, but we're not worrying about that. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, I can't be that far behind right now. Let's go see if I can kill him. I take my 3rd because I know I'm be behind right now in terms of knowledge. In terms of army, I think I'm winning. Again, didn't do my research, found the 3rd base, that was good. Didn't realise he had corruptors. And a good amount of them as well, just like blew up my daughter. So again, scouting. I didn't see what tech he had, I lost him. Simple as that. And then he rushes all the way over and destroys my third base. He's keeping on top of my expansion. This guy, he's got one down here, he's got one here, he's expanding up here. I don't know anything about it. My vision right now, I've got nothing. I don't know what's going on right now over on the Zerg. He's got creep highways, he can easily get to my third and blow it up. React a bit quicker to this one. I actually kill it. So, good job past me. But I just have no vision. I have no tech now. Like, I'm so far behind right now. Just because I don't know what he's got means I'm far behind. Means he's got full map control right now. He's on 2-2. I'm on 1-1. I'm not looking at his tech. I have no idea where he has. I don't know what I just pressed. I press C. I don't know what that does. But that just comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, well, I don't think I can win this. So and at this point, the game's over. I don't have anything left. He's got ultras. Again, I didn't scout that. I have no idea where they came from. I saw the ultras. I was like, you can get them at this point. Turns out you can if you don't do anything about their 5 bases that are all over the place. So, key points for this lesson from this replay is keeping on top of your scouting, making sure you know where the Zerg bases are, and Protoss and Terran of course, but mainly Zerg. Obviously you don't want to let them macro, otherwise this happens. Keeping on top of their bases and stopping this creep coming forward. If I could stop this creep highway probably about here at most, I could easily defend this third. But his Hydras were just scooting along here at max speed and we're able to take it out. So, yes, this was my first game, I'm well aware of that. You can all point out how bad I played that. It doesn't matter. We're here to look at lessons. So, we'll jump into the next replay and we'll go through lesson 2. Okay, so second game. I literally did these 5 games back to back last night, I believe it was. So we'll get onto ladder anxiety a bit later on. But this game, I went straight into it, saw that it was a bronze Protoss, but he was like level 15. I have no idea what the levels even mean in this game. I really need to catch up on that. But I went into this feeling pretty confident. You know, I was a platinum toss in a day. You know, I don't mean to brag or nothing, but you know, it's pretty good in my Platinum League. So I went into this one feeling pretty happy. I kind of had an idea. I wanted to 4-gate. You might say that sounds cheesy, but if I remember PvP, I remember it being a hellish matchup, and it's just 4-gate versus 4-gate. Turns out this Kimar guy was trying to 4-gate me, except for one key mistake. He didn't get warp gate technology. He just like 3 or 4 gates, and he just put zealots at my face, and it just didn't work. So this might seem like a really crappy replay because it's 6.5 minutes long and it's a 4-gate against a really rubbishy zealot thing. But what I want to point out is that if you have a plan, stick to it. And micro isn't so hugely important. You'll see it in action later on, but I had a plan of I want to 4-gate, so I will 4-gate. I have the pylon down. I scout that he's chrono boosting out Zealot. I don't know how this probe survived here, but you can see that I'm doing the standard 4-gate. I have my gas, I have the right timings, I'm putting in final high gateways. I've saved most of the chrono boost energy for the cybernetics core. Walled off. Well, I don't think that's actually a wall off. I'm pretty certain you could fit an Ultralus through that, and his mother, but hey. So he is actually 4-gating me, he just doesn't have a cybernetics core. And he sends out these 2. I don't know why I sent out this Zealot. Right, it must have been tuition or something, or timing. But I see it going past, I'm like, oh crap, he's Zealoting rushing me, and I see all of these. I'm like, quick, what do I do? So I chrono boost that out somewhat, and again, I have a plan, I'm sticking to it. The Zealot, the Stalker, I get out and I start attacking. In the meantime, I have a pylon down here ready to warp in. Pull the probes back, save a lot of them, then I can group on him, take all of them out. That's what I mean by micro. I could have microed the probes, to be fair, to minimise losses. Walked in 4 Zealots in the meantime, multitasking, crushing his probes. He has no autonomy, game's over, GG. Simple as that. But if you have a plan and you see some kind of cheese like this, unless it's apparent that you have to change, for example, if he is proxy 2-raxing you or something like that, and you have to change your plan to react to it, by all means, change your plan. However, at this point, I had a probe in the base, I had a pylon, I had my 4 gates coming up, warp gate was going to finish, I could warp in far more units here than he could walk from here to here. I had the advantage. I stuck to the plan and won it fairly comfortably. That's it for this replay. I'm going to jump into the next one and we'll see what the lesson is about. Okay, third game. This one, I played so badly in this. I shouldn't have won this by all rights, but I was against a Bronze Zerg. Again, I'm feeling pretty happy. First of all, when I looked at this map, I was like, okay, it's kind of like Zelnaga Caverns, or Abyssal Caverns, or whatever it was called, like in Season 3, whenever I played last. So I figured, he can't be in close by ground, but it turns out he can, so I immediately just scout these two. I didn't think you could spawn here. Turns out you can. Fun fact of the day for you. So, lesson... oh, I haven't got the name things up, there we go. Not fun. No, we've already done the fun fact. Lesson, that's what we want. Lesson of this replay will be kind of back to lesson 1 of scouting, but in this sense, instead of keeping on top of them, we want to know when your opponent is most weakest and when you can attack. You need to know what your opponent has at what times. So you can see the Zerg has gone for hatchery first. I've gone for Forge Fast Expand. I figured this is pretty tight, I could hold this in. I've just noticed it's on a ship. That's cool. I did not know that when I was playing. I thought I was just on a space station. So there was a pause, but not a huge deal. Like, didn't really affect anything. I just carried on with whatever. This guy seems nice enough. Didn't GG at the end of the game. I'm quite saddened about that. Spoiler alert, I win this game. I go for the standard Forge Fast Expand. That one I'm certain that's a walled off. There's no way he's getting through this. My Chrono Boost. Don't speak to me about this Chrono Boost energy. Just don't mention that. What was I going to Chrono Boost? Because I didn't take gas. I don't know what I was doing in this game. I derped like hard. He's pushing out with 4 lings, probably just to test the defences to see if there's any way through. Obviously, I'm not that big of a scrub. Would you take me far? Of course I can wall in properly. Let's just not mention the game before that. So, pretty standard Forge Fast. I'm just going to speed this up. Nothing's happening. I'm just building workers. At this point, I've learnt my lesson from the first game. I'm like, okay, we've got to play a bit more safe now. However, this guy obviously wasn't a Diamond Zerg like the last guy. He did take his 3rd base though, and for once, I scout this. I don't know when I scout this, but I scout it. It's when I get my robo. I send an observer straight over. Oh, look at that. Chrono Boost out and everything. I'm so good at this game. I'm so good. So, yeah. The Zerg is stacking up money. Look at this. But we're not here to talk about that. So, I spot everything, and I'm like, this guy has no army. I can attack right now, and I see the Spire, and I'm like, okay, Spire, he's going to be going for Nucleus or something. I'm sure you can get new units from that, I just haven't used them yet. I have to attack now and do damage. So I push out, free expansion, boom, just like that. He has no army, what's he going to attack with? He's got roaches down there, I've got no more, I can use it defend myself. Take out some units. I sacrificed zealots to get the rest of the units out. To be fair, I should have pulled back as soon as I took this out. Like, there's no point getting greedy. Just take the expansion, pull back, you know, work on your army some more. I've now got Colossus, for example. If I had Colossus in the last fight, easily win. So I got my observer back out. I respot the expansion and figure, okay, let's go take that again. I've got the pylon. I can walk in here. Take out the expansion. Now I can fight. I have the Colossus, and I use it to take that out. Units come in, take out the Colossus, not a problem. I know that I've just taken out most of his army. I can now push in, do more damage. I know that he's weak. Good positioning to sort of trap most of the roaches and push through. And it's just like that, game over. That is what should have happened in the first game. I should have realised he's taken the 3rd, he's going to be weak. Gotta punch it and just punch him right in the gut, basically, when he hasn't got an army. However, didn't do that. I messed it up, basically. But this one, more spot on. You do the scouting, you realise he's taken his 3rd. You go and scout where his army should be, roughly here, or here maybe. If there's not an army, go scout. Where's the gas going? The gas has to be going somewhere. So I see the Spire. Okay, he's going for mutas. Got to attack before those mutas come out. Got to put the pressure on, because he's going to be relying on those mutas too much. Push in, take the expansion for free. Obviously macro back home, don't talk to me about what this is. I was macroing, I promise you, just not very well. As you can see by the energy on these, but hey. you know, it was my third game back. Give me a break. Okay, so I'm gonna put this video in two halves. So this will be the first half. I will link the second one in the description when it's uploaded, obviously. Next lesson will be decision making, which is a bit of a weird topic to discuss, so it might take a bit longer. But I'll see you guys next time.